there's 1,000 forums out there to where you can scam hosts. And like most of the scams, they'll tell you like, yeah, Airbnb support, they'll just support you on this. You can say this, this, and this and get your money back and a free stay. Like in like the problem with Airbnb hosts is they were blaming the people who made the forum post about how to scam. I'm like, they're not the problem. The problem is how is Airbnb helping these people scam other people? That's the problem. They're the $1 billion company here.
Welcome to Live, Let Thrive, a podcast about the Airbnb life, the share economy, and everything in between. Here are your hosts, Myka and Steve.
Hello, hello, hello.
And welcome back to another exciting episode
of Live,
Let,
and Thrive. Live, Let, Thrive back at you.
Yes, we are. We are back for episode
6-4.
Yeah, we're going to call this episode Rolling Down the Street, My 6-4.
Jacket. No, we can't see that.
Yeah,
man, rolling in my 6-4. I love it. That's my dream car, by the way, a 64 Impala.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, that's the...
Are you loving Impalas? Chevy guy?
Well, I love lowriders.
Lowriders,
so, yeah,
okay.
I'm a lowrider guy. So I like a 64, 62, 63, 64. Those are my favorite years. You know?
Okay.
I had a 69 back in high school.
Really?
So yeah.
I'm a Cadillac guy.
Cadillac.
Yeah, I had an 89, then I had a 99, 89 DeVille and a 99 DeVille. And my mom had like a 78 Fleetwood back in the day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the long body.
Do you got one right now, a Cadillac?
No, I plan on getting one. I want to get one later on in the future, you know. Do the Houston thing, put some 84s and Vogues on it, you know. Yeah.
Some donks.
Yeah. But yeah.
Oh, man, it's been a while, dude.
Oh, man, yeah, it's been a while since it's just been me and you, man. We haven't had a good cast in a while, just me and you.
Just you and I.
Yeah, so
got to bring the magic today.
Yeah, so what have you been up to in the Airbnb world?
You know, still doing the Airbnb thing out of the house. The one Airbnb, still fixing up my my primary residence, trying to get that going so we can Airbnb it when we go on vacation.
Okay.
And yeah, summer. Summer's coming to an end. We've been traveling a lot, so
yeah, best way to do it, man.
It's the best way. You got to do it, man.
How many spots you hit this summer?
Oh, this summer, where did we go? We went to Maui and for a week, and then we went to Padre for a week, and Mexico. Yeah, we went to Guadalajara. So that's it. Just 3 spots.
Oh man, your summer's been way better than mine, man. I ain't left yeah, you left the country and you left the mainland. So yeah, I'd only hit Illinois, Missouri, Arkansas. And that's it.
Okay, the trifecta.
Yeah, so yeah, so
that's cool, man.
They haven't had an eventful summer like yours, but
yeah. Well, we're contemplating a trip to Barcelona. Here's what's cool about Airbnb. Before you get into slamming them on the ground.
Oh, you're gonna rip their ass apart today. Scam B&B.
Scam. Ooh.
Yeah.
Save that website. Well, like us, for example. You know, if I told Lupita, I'm gonna tell Lupita. I haven't told her yet. Well, we'd like to do a Barcelona trip, and I'm gonna try to give us some motivation. We finished doing what we want to do to this house, it's primary residence, and by the end of September, if we get it booked for a week, we'll hop into Barcelona. That's simple, you know. If we don't get it booked, then we don't hop. But I just thought it would be good motivation for us to actually, you know, get it done, get Airbnb ready, and then get us a free trip to Barcelona.
That's what's up. It'll be pretty cool if you guys get it booked for a week and then go. We kind of did something similar to that.
You left the whole house and went to Houston one time, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. When I was outside of town, and then we just left and let them have it. I think it was for what was that? I think that was like for Thanksgiving or something. We did that. So yeah, then it is motivation for you. Like, okay, you can just kind of use that money as your travel money and bounce, you know. So that's the cool thing about it.
All right, now to the dark side of Airbnb.
Well, before I go to there, I'll just tell you guys a little bit what I've been doing. So I got a new Airbnb up in Arkansas.
All right.
And I remember I told you I didn't really know much about the market. I just kind of knew it was. I don't think people really traveled there, but it's turning out to be a hit. You know, people are booking it. You know, so I was like, okay.
Yeah, I did a good job with it.
Yeah. We did a good job with it. And then also what I noticed was I was thinking, okay, I was trying to list it everywhere because I don't know the market. The first booking came straight from VRBO, and I had it listed at $125 a night. Someone booked it on VRBO. I was like, oh, okay, good. So people are going to blend. So I was like, hopefully the Airbnb game kicks up, and it did. It kicked up for us. But I'm only listing it at I went and priced them on Airbnb. The Airbnbs, I looked at my neighboring people. They list them cheap, and I'm guessing it's because they don't have too many people to come there. Like, you can get a 3-bedroom house for $65 a night, like, across the board.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, so I was like, damn. So I was like, okay, I can't just go up way, way high, Even I am a super host, but I'm like, they're super hosts too, and they're $65 a night. So I was like, okay, whatever.
And they're really nice like yours, or?
Some of them are. A couple of them are. Because me and Mahogany were kind of going through them, and we were kind of looking at them. So I was like, okay, whatever. We'll just kind of go with the market. And we kept getting, but we got 3 or 4 bookings now. So in the first month, we didn't quite make the mortgage because we kind of opened it at the end of the month. We didn't quite make the mortgage, but I'm pretty sure it'll pick back up because I was listening to a few podcasts and stuff, and they were saying on bigger units, 3-bedroom houses, you're going to take a small dip at the beginning and it's going to kick back up because it's such a larger place.
Yeah.
So that's been going good for me. We got that going. I finally got my courses going. People are buying my courses. They're using the LLT code. They're buying the courses. They're hopping in the Share Arbitrage group where I'm sharing all my stuff. And that's pretty much been it, what I've been doing. Now, to why I'm pissed with Scam B&B or Airbnb. So this lady scammed me out of $355. I pretty much had her. She stayed at one of my timeshares, right? And I have in my listing, the listing. These are stock photos of our timeshare. The unit may differ, but you're going to receive this described unit. Mm-hmm. She received the described unit, right? And so I have all these auto messages going out to them. The morning, as soon as you check in, as soon as you book, you have a message sent to you. The day after check-in, the day of check-in, there's a message sent to you before you check in. And then 24 hours after check-in, there's an automated message that goes out to you that says, hey, were you able to get in? Is everything okay? I haven't heard from this lady at all. This whole time, I haven't heard from her. She's on a 6-day reservation. So I was like, okay, whatever, who cares? I don't really pay attention to it. If I don't hear from them, I've tried to communicate with them. Last day, I send a message, the checkout message. And then after that, another message comes back to you. That's the, hey, leave us a review, we'll leave you a review. Mm-hmm. She finally sends me a message. She sends this long message like, hey, I didn't like how the jacuzzi tub was set up. I wanted it to be bigger. And then she goes, hey, I wanted my balcony to be bigger. I didn't like the balcony. She sent pictures of both. I'm like, okay, what's she complaining about? And she goes, I'm furious, and I'm going to tell Airbnb to give me a refund, or you can give me a refund. So I sent her a message. I was like, so hey, how you doing? And I'm like, I'm sorry to hear about your issues. And I'm like, why didn't you just tell us the day after so we could have, 1, moved you to a bigger room, 2, found other ways to accommodate you, Mm-hmm. So she didn't respond. So I'm like, okay. So an hour later, your little Airbnb support message comes up. I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm like, okay, hey, how you guys doing? They're like, hey, your guest is requesting a partial refund. So I'm like, okay, for what? And they're like, well, she says the listing was a bit different, and she sent pictures. I'm like, okay, I understand that. But she sat in this listing for 6 days and didn't say a word to the host. Mm-hmm. And Airbnb comes back to me and says, well, the guest did tell us she was afraid she wasn't going to have a place to stay. I'm like, what does that have to do with anything? I'm like, she's sitting in this place for 6 days, hasn't said a word to me as the host, hasn't responded to any of my messages. How does she supposed? So me and Airbnb go back and forth for an hour. Then Airbnb sends me a message saying, hey, we're just going to refund her half the money. I'm like, okay. I'm going to ask you guys again. There's no red flags in this that shows maybe she's using your system to scam people, because if you go to online, you can Google, guests can Google how to scam Airbnb hosts, and there's 1,000 forums out there. And Airbnb, these pieces of shit, Airbnb hasn't done anything about it. So I asked them again. They're like, no, we're just going to refund the money. So I've been on Twitter just bashing the shit out of them, saying they're scam artists, they haven't paid me out from a host from a month ago. So I haven't received payment, $130 payment, but they just put a $355 charge on my account, but I haven't received a payment from last month. And you don't think that this guest is scamming people? How can you literally sit in a place that you hate for 6 days and get a full refund? Like, I know you didn't want me to sell this, but I don't like Airbnb, and I never have. Like, it was a while ago that I just didn't like them because they're supporting scammers at this point. Like, I'm like, you guys don't address it, but I know it's because they have so many hosts, they don't give a shit. It's like, okay, you guys are hosts, people are gonna fuck up, do whatever, and I can do what I want. That's where Airbnb is at. And then even if you talk to the support team, I think they're in some part of Europe. But what they do is they pretty much give them a script to follow for guests and whatever. And the script is pretty much fuck the host as fast as you can and hard as you can as many times as possible, because they have no type of the case managers use no discretion at all. I'm like, seriously, have you looked at any of our messages? She wouldn't respond. The case manager wouldn't respond to that. I'm like, have you guys not taken this up to, maybe this just shows red flags that she hasn't responded to anything. She doesn't respond to anything I say. Like, it's ridiculous. So, and I've heard like other people, they like, in the share of a charge group say, yeah, I hate Airbnb too. I've been looking for other ways to like list our places, and I'm to that point. It's like, what the hell?
Damn, dude.
So they just pretty much scammed me out of $355, and they're sitting holding on to $130 that they haven't paid me out from a month ago.
How come they haven't paid you that?
I asked them, no response from the damn case manager, but she quickly took $355 out of my account.
Jeez, dude.
Yeah, Airbnb is to this point where, like, there's no way there's 1,000 forums out there to where you can scam hosts. And, like, most of the scams, they'll tell you, like, yeah, Airbnb support, they'll just support you on this. You can say this, this, and this and get your money back and a free stay. Like, and, like, the problem with Airbnb hosts is they were blaming the people who made the forum post about how to scam. I'm like, they're not the problem. The problem is, how is Airbnb helping these people scam other people? That's the problem. They're the $1 billion company here. If some Joe Blow off the street finds a loophole in your system to where they can get free stays, and Airbnb isn't doing shit about it, that's an Airbnb problem. So at this point, man, if there's anybody out there looking to make another platform, I will 100% back you. Straight up. Like, I'm
VRBO,
and it's someone like, and then the other day, this is what I mean by Airbnb doesn't hold their guests accountable. A guy, he left me a 5-star review, but I left him a 1-star review because he was like cussing out my VAs, cussing them out, saying, yeah, fuck you very much and all this, right? And I'm like, whoa. What? Yeah, and he cussed out my VA, so I left him a 1-star review. He gave me a 5-star review because I have a little message at the end of your stay that says, hey, we enjoyed you, whatever. It's an auto message that goes out, and it's an easy way to get a 5-star review.
Yeah.
So he got that message, so he thought I was going to give him a good review, and so he ended up I ended up leaving a 1-star review, but I told Airbnb about it. But the thing about it was, he offered to pay in cash, and I didn't accept it, right? But he ended up, and he's one of those scammer people too, because I wrote it in my review, because what he did was, he booked my place, right? And I accepted it, but it didn't go through. It says, hey, hey, we couldn't collect payment. You may have seen that before. Awaiting payment. We couldn't collect payment.
Yeah.
So it's like, what the fuck? So I'm like, okay, whatever. He goes, well, hey, and so when that happened, and I have an auto message goes out that whenever it says awaiting payment, a message that says, hey, Airbnb has notified our company that your payment has gone through. Once your payment has gone through, please notify us, and we can get your reservation pushed through. So after I sent that message to him, he goes, hey, can you give me a discount? And I'm like, hey, man. And then he goes, hey, I can pay in cash as well. So I'm like, hey, man, we only accept reservations through Airbnb. Cool. So he ends up putting his card on file, and boom, his reservation was paid for. But that's one of the number one things that Airbnb, on that little forum post of how to scam hosts, is to purposely put a bad card on file. Airbnb, because Airbnb doesn't test your card. So you can put a bad card on file. So when you try to book, it'll say, oh, awaiting payment. And then the guest will start talking to you. That's another one I learned, and I didn't realize he was doing that to me.
Damn.
And I told Airbnb, of course, they didn't do shit about it because he was a guest. So this is like my gripes with Airbnb is like, where's the guest accountability? Like you just literally scammed me at it, and I helped you guys out. I really could have took cash from that dude. He really could have PayPal'd me, but I didn't do it. But next time, I'm straight PayPaling. If somebody comes to me and says they want to pay with cash, straight up I'll PayPal. We can do PayPal all day. So
nice.
Yeah, and I have a direct booking link too. I'm gonna start using that a little bit more because Airbnb. If you're holding hands with scammers, that pissed me off.
Whew.
Like I ain't letting that one go. I'm gonna be on their ass for a long time until they give me a resolution on that. Like you can't help some that it was an obvious scam. Like there's no way she sat in there for 6 days, didn't respond to anything. Even when she sent me a message and I responded back with a question, nothing. And then you can just go back to Airbnb and they'll help me get my money back. That's ridiculous.
That's like someone eating a whole steak and lobster dinner, everything, all the fixings, everything, the bread, the drinks, and everything. Said, at the end, I don't like it.
Exactly.
I don't want to pay for it.
And that's what I'm saying. if you didn't like the lobster, you would have said it when you got the plate, right?
Right.
Exactly. Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's ridiculous, man. Like, I'm like, man, Airbnb's fucking scammers, man. They're helping people do it. It's like, wow. So I was just like, man, I'm definitely looking. Because that's actually been one of my things, is getting big on VRBO. Because I just got Rentals United integrated with Guesty, and I'm about to just shoot 400 plus listings off to VRBO with a raised a little higher price, and just hopefully just start taking bookings that way.
Jeez, remember Tracy Heminger? And she said that of the only people that were wanting to help with the whole, Arlington's getting banned was VRBO.
Yeah, Airbnb's
they didn't give a damn about Arlington. Where's that?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, they're to that point where like the only way to shut down Airbnb in your city is like the hotel industry has to put enough money behind it. Like this is honestly why I wasn't worried about the whole Arlington City Council shutting down Airbnbs. I truthfully don't think the city of Arlington has the money to enforce laws. Because everywhere where there's trouble with Airbnbs, they have enough hotel money to enforce laws, like to where they can send out the cops to knock on an Airbnb's door to say, hey, are you illegally hosting? The only places I know like that are Vegas, Florida, I think Denver as well. Those are the 3 places that I know have that money behind it. So Airbnb don't give a damn. Hell, they're making their money. They're making money hand over fist. If you look at the market share, they're crushing VRBO, And I mean, that's the thing about them. Once you control that market share, fuck customer service.
Damn.
That's like where they are at this point.
So be sure to sign up to Airbnb through us, all right, you guys?
Yeah, you can. You can. Like,
wow.
Yeah, they really just like, it really irks me, man. It's like, wow, you guys are seriously, and they're doing nothing about it. There's like, you can like literally Google how to scam an Airbnb host, and there's just hundreds of pages on how to do it and how to get away with it and let Airbnb support you do it. And it's like, you guys see this stuff out here. There's no way you work at Airbnb and don't see this stuff.
Right.
And you nothing at all to do anything about it.
So how would you Airbnb proof your Airbnbs? You know what I'm saying? Like you were saying something about accepting payment through PayPal. Mm-hmm. Let's say you got your home renter's insurance, and let's say you set up your place where it's bulletproof to Airbnb's BS. You know what I'm saying? Is there a way to do that?
No, because it's in their terms of service that they control mediation, arbitration, all of that.
Okay, well, let's say this.
Okay,
because you got a symbol with a picture called share arbitrage as your Airbnb picture. Mm-hmm. You could. If I was you, I don't know if you have InstaBook on or no. You don't have InstaBook.
I do on some of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's thoughts crossing my head. How they usually do. And
go ahead.
Okay. Turn off the InstaBook. Do it where they have to communicate with you, right? Mm-hmm. To try to book, and say, hey man, I'd love to host you. Blah blah blah. Check it out. Look me up. Look up share arbitrage. See what's up. Find me out there, and then just circumvent Airbnb altogether.
We do that on our corporate clients.
Yeah.
It's just we have so many bookings coming in that, and you know what? I might hire an extra VA just
VA.
to do that.
That's what I was thinking.
Just to do that. Like, hey, pull every inquiry that we get, pull them off the Airbnb platform. Just pull them, and matter of fact, tell them to look us up, and we'll send them a direct booking link.
And you have a website yet for Share Arbitrage? Like a nice one that has,
Yeah, I have a full-blown direct booking website.
Boom. There you go.
That's what I'm thinking to do too, because it's getting ridiculous. Like, and I'm not the only one out there that's sick of it. Like, and then especially now you're helping people scam other people. It's like, wow, like it was ridiculous.
I've heard that Airbnb has to play both sides in a way. They have to like help cater to the guest and cater to the host at the same time. And it does seem like they're going more towards doing more things for the guests than they are the host, right?
Yeah.
They're acting like our house belongs to Airbnb, and they're just letting people, get free reign. Like,
well, in the term of service, they pretty much tell you your house does belong to them and their standards. Like, sadly, it says it in their terms of service. You do. Once you become an Airbnb host, you work for Airbnb.
Jeez.
They just take 3%. Like, it's in there, like everything's in there. It's, but I mean, the terms of service is protect them and to protect the guest, which I understand why they do it. But when it comes to scams, come on, man. Be realistic. Train your people to have some sort of discretion. Like, they have zero discretion at all. They're just like, well, the Airbnb policy says this. I'm like, okay, but the Airbnb policy, let's use some rationale here.
Yeah.
Nothing.
They don't have very much rationale.
None at all.
They just read from a script and
Exactly.
do what the script tells them to do, pretty much.
And I've talked to them, and I can kind of tell it's like straight off a script, man.
But and on the Facebook page, the professional host, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them say, well, the only way you can really do something about it is jump on Twitter and start bitching them out on
that's
Twitter.
what I've been doing.
And yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you're doing that, but they just don't like the bad press, right? The
That may be
publicity. That must be why you're making it visible.
That may be
If you
it.
jump on the Twitter, if you're doing it just you and them, no one sees it. They don't care. But if they see it out there in the Twitter world, yeah, you're attacking them.
I'm gonna send them, because they asked me to private message him too. Yeah, they asked me to private message him.
Oh, when you were Twittering them?
Yeah, I tweeted Airbnb help. I said, scam B&B just scammed me out of... I said scam B&B, I mean Airbnb help just scammed me out of $355. They were like, hey, send us your full name, whatever it is, and your phone number. So I'm going to hit them up, and if there's still no resolution, I'm going to keep bashing them on Twitter.
Yeah, bump that noise. We'll battle right here.
For real, I'm about to keep going on them, man. Like, that's ridiculous, man. I'm like... You're scamming people hand over fist, man. Just take straight pimping out there, man.
Man, dude, that sucks.
Yeah, it's crazy, though, the guests are allowed to, but you expect people to find loopholes. There's a certain amount of good people in the world, certain amount of people that live life trying to get the discount, and if you create a platform like that, you have to have a system in place to deter it. They have nothing in place. So, yeah, man.
I guess, I used to see it as a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
Remember I told you Booking.com?
Yeah.
That I've had a couple of awkward experiences.
Yeah.
Not super bad, but just, just a little bit weird. They called me the prophet.
Mm-hmm.
And that was cool. I like to be the prophet. But anyways... So there's I'm still honoring my last few guests on Booking.com. I'm just because I just think it's the right thing to do, because they already booked and they already set up their vacations and stuff, and I want to cancel and get off the site. I've been wanting to, but the last lady that stayed there, she came to town and she called me directly. That's how it works.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of like set you up with them and you take payment how you want to take payment,
Mm-hmm.
And so she had contacted me, okay, well, when do I get the, the rules and the code and all that stuff? And I said, the day before when we get payment, we'll do that. Okay. Well, how can I pay you? Do I pay through the site or can I pay you directly? I was like, well, yeah, you can pay me directly if you like. That's fine. Mm-hmm. And I have the Square app, which it sucks because at the last moment she told me she had PayPal, but she already sent me the money through the Square app.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Okay.
PayPal would have been free. But anyway, Square took a chunk, what about like $12 or $15, something like that, out of the $400 or $500, whatever it was for the week.
Yeah.
And she sent me the money, and they checked in when they checked in and checked out, and I sent them the checkout thing where please help us keep costs low and show appreciation by cleaning up a little bit and doing your dishes, put the trash out front. We'd appreciate it. And they left the house really clean, and it was really smooth. And they paid me through the paid me directly, and it was cool. And I was like, well, I've had some weird experiences, but there could be some kind of model there, just accepting direct payment.
So my question with Booking.com, because I used it in the past, but I kind of got away from it too, because like you said, you get those weird experiences. But okay, let's say they have an issue, right? How would they get it rectified, and how would they get a refund?
That's a good question, because they pay if you only accept payments directly. I mean, I guess Booking.com would send you an invoice, say, hey, you got to pay them back, but I'd be like, screw you, I ain't paying them back.
But then,
I don't know.
Would they block you from their platform, though?
That's a good question. I don't know that. I don't know the answer to that. We would have to ask Kim and Ann, because they use Booking.com a buttload. They get a lot of money from
We should
Booking.com.
call them live on the show. No, no, but that's like
I'll plug them in. Let me know.
That's a good way to think about it, because I'm really, if you could do Booking.com to where you're, I don't want to say the sole, because there's hosts that'll scam you too. I don't want to be the sole, the control of, hey, you date this, and just kind of scam guests, but because I've issued refunds on my own if it's fair, like
I've given people money for whatever reason.
If it's something's wrong, but I don't know, man. I may look at that. So like when they paid you, she paid you through Square and then left the place clean and good, boom.
Yeah, it was a great experience. And I just
And what are your weird experiences with Booking.com?
the craziest one was it was in the I told you about this. I think I told it on the show. In the middle of the night, it was like at almost midnight, someone says someone did like a booking. I already had a booking from an Airbnb, right?
Okay.
And someone booked it through Booking.com that night and said I'm on my way. So they booked my place, which is weird because I had put the prices like ridiculously high, like $300 a night, just so no one would book it, right? Because I couldn't cancel, I couldn't block all the days for some reason. Cause I told you I'm trying to quit Booking.com, and so they did like 2 nights, and it was gonna be like over $700 something. I know it sounds good on paper, but first of all, I already had someone in there, right? Okay. There was already guests in there, and second of all, that doesn't mean that they're gonna pay the $700. A lot of, like you said, a lot of the scammers out there, hey, why would they? First of all, someone would book a place that expensive, say I'm on my way, it's almost midnight, and show up to the house, and once they get in, sometimes people will let them in without accepting payment, kind of thing, Whoa. And so I guess that's what they're banking on. But I called up Booking.com that night and I said, hey, these people are I was trying to decline them and stuff. I said, but they already booked like a Booking.com was, I think it's only instant book.
Yeah.
And,
okay. Yeah.
And so I was like, this. I said, my place is already booked. And someone said they're on their way. They'll be there in 10 minutes, and they booked it right now at close to midnight. And I said, I got guests there. I don't want people showing up at the house when I got guests there. And they're like, oh, okay, sir, we'll try to. Blah, blah, blah. And they tried to. I don't know, they accommodated them somehow, and they had to pay the difference of whatever. I don't know, because that's what their promise is to guests. If a place, someone doesn't let you stay there for some reason, they'll put you somewhere else, and they'll cover the difference of cost or whatever the hell. And so I think it's just another way for guests to scam the system. They can scam Booking.com pretty good with that rule. And anyways, they sent me an invoice for the difference of the price, what they were going to pay at mine, but they're going to pay somewhere else. I don't know what the hell they were paying somewhere else. But they sent me a bill for like $300 something. I was like, dude, I'm not paying this. I was like,
wow. And
I had to talk to him again, and I kind of cussed him out during emails and stuff. I was like, first of all, y'all can bless you, and this is y'all's fault. My place was already booked. I've tried to cancel with you guys. You said you won't let me cancel until I said I'm doing the honorable thing by letting the rest of the guests stay out, and then I'll cancel it. Because I don't want them to be high and dry. And I blocked out every single date. For some reason, the dates popped back up.
Yeah,
I said that's not me. Yeah. And they said, and then finally they went through it. Okay, sir, never mind. You don't have to pay it. But it's just that that weird instance, like something like that happening. Like, holy crap!
Yeah, because I had a dude show up in a pizza delivery guy show up at my house one night, and he kind of did that same thing. Hey, I'm on my way. And it was like, what the hell, man? You know, and he actually came outside my house. I was like, yeah, man. I'm like, my place was booked too. And yeah, that is one issue with Booking.com.
And they try to charge you for that, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they send you an invoice for it. And the thing about it is, it's very weird. And I've heard people on Airbnb professional hosts talk about it too. It's like it's weird, but some people love it though, because a lot of people say, "Hey, my place stays booked."
Kim and Ann, they love it. Yeah,
really. We need to get them on the show and talk about that again. Because I've heard people in the professional host group say they use it, and they literally stay booked. Like you're always booked on Booking.com.
It gets you more exposure.
Yeah, and I was wondering, how is that though? Like, it gives
it's
you
huge
more
in Europe, I guess. Right? It's huge in Europe.
Yeah, I remember you saying that one time.
Then think about it. Like, I didn't know about Airbnb too much, but I've heard of Booking.com before. You know, back in my travel days, everybody knows.
Really?
Yeah, it was big. It's always been pretty big. It's one of the biggest ones. I've always looked up Booking.com. Even when I was still staying, starting to, dip my toes in Airbnb a little. I was still staying mostly at hotels.
Yeah.
And Booking.com was one of my go-tos. Yeah.
See, I didn't know that. I never heard of it.
So if you look up kayak, I guess.
Kayak. I heard of that.
But they throw Booking.com as one of their, searches. It's one of the ones that come up. So, and kayak's huge. Kayak, Priceline, all those ones. It's up there with those guys. But Airbnb's something different, and there's still a buttload of people that like to stay at hotels. So
this is my question with Booking.com. This would be my next question would be, can you set up, because, Airbnb's biggest thing is, hey, we don't want you sharing personal information and taking payment outside the platform. Is there a way to set up a direct book link? Like, can I set up my direct link on Booking.com?
That's a good question.
Yeah, I'm going to have to do some research on that, because I'll definitely do it.
But they're cool with you taking money directly. They're cool with that. Yeah, they don't give a damn.
See, I'll do that. If I can take the money directly, that's all I need.
Because you can there's a button on the site, but you can only do it like the day before or the day. Oh no, okay. Midnight, at midnight, at 12:01 or after midnight, for that day they're gonna check in. You can charge them. You can hit the button that charges their credit card. That's on file with Booking.com, or you can charge them directly. You don't have to hit that button to charge them through the site. You can book. You can make an agreement with the people directly and say, hey, if the money's in, you send me the money the day before, PayPal or whatever, Square, then I'll send you all the instructions to get in, and then you can do your own agreements.
Okay, I'm gonna look into that. Yeah, because I gotta look for some Airbnb alternatives, because they piss me off.
Yeah, I can tell, man.
They pissed me off. I was just like, it's been like the last 3 hours. I'm like, they're. Yeah, and I remember a guy saying it in there. He goes, man, we complain about it so much, but he goes, you got to realize, man, there's too many hosts out here now. It's like overloaded with hosts.
You ever feel like just going back to the corporate world?
Oh, hell no. That's not an option. No, but I was thinking, like, I'm gonna start. I'm gonna look at like other like subcontracting jobs, like where I'm just the middleman to a contract. I'm looking at stuff like that just to create other streams of income. Oh yeah, I just got my Ring doorbell installed and my security cameras at the house.
Oh, nice.
And let me tell you how I actually decided to do that. So my house in Little Rock. I have the Vivint set up, and I have like the full blown. I get the notification when someone's at my front door, like when the guest is checking in, I can like see them putting in their code. And I was like, dang, I actually kind of like that. You get the notifications when they're in front of your cameras, like the outside cameras. So I was like, man, let's just set that up at the house. So we set it up at the house. The guy just got done yesterday, and it's pretty cool. I've been using ADT Pulse. It's pretty good. I like Vivid a little bit better, but ADT Pulse has been pretty good.
Oh, nice. I need to do.
And then, like, if they have an issue, like let's say they can't check in, like right there at the door, you can just push and talk to them straight out of the doorbell. So,
oh, sweet.
Yeah, it's been pretty good. So, like on whole house places, or if you're in a house with a private room, it's pretty cool.
That was cool. When you go to Home Depot now, they have a whole section of that stuff, right?
Yeah, they
Home
do.
Depot and Lowe's.
Yeah, they get big on that.
The rings and all the different ones that they have. It's pretty sweet, dude.
Yeah, I like it. You should set it up, man. It's pretty cool.
I need to, especially if I'm going to rent out our personal house, you know.
Yeah, yeah. And then, like, also you can kind of see how many guests are coming in, like, at the front door and whatnot. You know? Yeah, because I've seen a lot of people in that host group say, yeah, they count the people. And I'm like, I could definitely understand why, you know, because I had that lady today who was like, hey, and I asked her what she was coming to town for. And she's like, well, if I answer that question, will you change the price? And I was like, it's like, no.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, does the price change when I start a conversation? Or
Yeah,
something like that?
With my answer,
because that was your thing back in the day, right?
Well, I still do it, not dependent upon your answer. With my personal properties, it's a little bit different. Like if you ask me questions, I'll up the price. That's on my timeshares. But on my personal properties, not really. But this reason why I was asking her is because it's a whole house. It's one of those type of, like my arbitrages, I ask a few more questions. Like, hey, what are you coming to town for? Who are you with? You know. But I found out she's an older lady. She's coming to town to watch the Arkansas Razorback game, you know, and I figured she was, but just wanted to be sure.
Oh, okay.
And then she's like, yeah, we're not going to be having parties. I was like, okay, cool. You know?
So it's close to the Arkansas Razorback Stadium or whatever?
Well, no, not the Razorback Stadiums. They play in Fayetteville, but Arkansas always has a couple games in Little Rock Little Rock's the state capital. So they have a game at the War Memorial. So,
oh, cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And they also have events there, too. So.
Oh, it's a good spot, man.
I mean, Little Rock's so small, everything's 10 minutes away, so everything's a good spot, you know. So it's pretty cool. You know, so she was like, hey, how far is this? I'm like, it's up the road, you know. So, yeah, she ended up booking, though.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
You didn't do the old switcheroo on her, huh?
No. Maybe when I get a few more reviews, I'll do it. Because I seen you up to like 30-something reviews, because I got your place, because one guy was trying to book a place for like 2 weeks straight or something like that, so... He's like, he's trying to stay till November 2nd. He goes, but I can't find anything all the way through. So he goes, have you found, and I know why. It's because football season. I'm like, you ain't going to find nothing like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that time, so.
Yeah, shoot, I got like almost 60 reviews already.
Yeah, you're up there with reviews.
I got a buttload. Mostly 5-star.
yeah, you're super hosting it. I'm going to be losing my super host status.
Why?
So, well, because I went down to 89% on 5-star reviews, which doesn't really bother me because we have too many places to like worry about being a super host. It's more or less now it's running as a business, you know.
Yeah.
Plus, I really don't want to be an Airbnb super host anymore. Airbnb scam host, as they are. Like that's no longer a big feat to me. Like after dealing with them today, I'm pretty much done with their crap. So, but other than that.
So you're not going to just write it off to that's the cost of doing business.
Yeah, the cost of doing business, you know. But yeah, man, other than that, though.
You know how I'm going to get rich?
Oh,
go ahead.
So I'm saying now I do control 2 full houses that are 3-bed, 2 baths. 3-bed, 2 baths. So those are a little bit different.
You mean besides your own? Or including your own?
The house in Little Rock, and then I have one that I'm managing in Fort Worth.
Oh, okay.
So, I know I'm noticing it's a little bit different. Like, you have to do trash pickup, stuff like that, which has been pretty easy. We just have a neighbor take it out for us. Trash pickup, or, like, the messages, I have to set those up a little bit different. Like, tell the guest, hey, make sure you set the trash out on the street if you're staying on a Tuesday night or Wednesday morning, and stuff like that. But other than that, it's been pretty cool.
Airbnb's illegal in Fort Worth. What are you talking about?
And, of course, Airbnb doesn't give a damn. Airbnb gonna take their bread.
Hey, okay. It is rolling in my 6-4 episode edition. So Airbnb is being a little gangster. They're pushing their weight around a little bit.
That's exactly what they're doing, man. Jocking the feet and slapping the. For real, they're pushing their weight around. No, but like, and that's what I was saying. Remember how I was saying, like, okay, you're the second person to say that to me. Remember the party house guy in Arlington?
Yeah.
The one who lives in Hawaii?
Yeah.
He hit me up the other day, and he asked me, he was like, hey, how you been? He goes, hey, anything on the regulations? I was like, man, I truthfully don't think anything's going to happen with the regulations. I'm really not worried about it anymore. And he goes, okay, just let me know if anything changes. I was like, yeah, if they push anything down the pipeline that you should be worried about, I'll let you know. And I told him, he goes, hey, how have you been doing? You've been growing? I said, yeah, I'm managing when I'm in Fort Worth. And he goes, is it illegal in Fort Worth? I'm like, yeah. And I was like, man, but truthfully, because all the research I've been doing, I'm like, man, if the hotel industry if the city doesn't have the money and resources to enforce laws, they don't care. I mean, I think they care, but they don't have the resources for it, you know? And I think there's certain cities that just ain't got it like that. Like Vegas got it like that. The hotel industry, they can come at your throat.
Yeah.
You know? They can come at your throat in Vegas, you know, and I've heard so many people getting shut down in Vegas, fine, $5,000 fine, stickers stuck to your door. I'm like, damn, you know. But I don't think Arlington got it like that. Neither does Fort Worth.
No, not yet. See, that's one thing you get from our show. All you fans, all you listeners out there, we keep it real AF on this show. I mean,
real AF. Excuse all my cussing tonight, but I was pissed.
But yeah, we're not afraid to tell the truth. Yeah. And you know, a lot of people sugarcoat it. You listen to the Airbnb say, "Oh my God, you know, my little boutique Airbnb is doing so good, and I just, you know, I don't have to work as much anymore." You know, you get all that stuff on all the other Airbnb. No offense to all I listen to some of them, but we keep it real AF on this show.
Yes, sir.
That's what we do. That's all we know how to do. I mean, we ain't getting paid. No one's our boss. Airbnb ain't our damn boss. That's for sure. They try to they want to do an affiliate program with us, which I don't know how that's going. But yeah, we're ain't gonna change. They're not our boss. They whatever. You know, they don't. If they send us paychecks, we might talk a little. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, send me my $355 paycheck. We might.
Hey, there it is, right there. They're sending it right there. They're shutting us down.
Yeah, but
no, man, that's yeah, we dug into him today. Let's see, what was I gonna say? Okay, the Windham thing. That was your baby, right? That is your baby. Doing that makes you a lot of good money. Apparently,
yeah, it's my backbone.
Yeah, you whipped it out on the FB page.
Which one?
the Sharearbitrage FB page.
Oh yeah, that's a secret group. Only like 13 people get access to that.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
And you showed them, and I was like, whoa, that's a lot of money. He makes a lot of money on that. Jesus, he's already reached financial independence. Boom, he's done. Fire. He's on fire.
Yeah, that's what they call it. Yeah.
And so, anyways, I saw that, and I saw the returns, and it's how badass it is. And you know, like you said, it's a private page. Hit us up if you'd like to join that page. Of course, you gotta
pay the cost to be the boss.
It ain't a free page, but if you want to make a few G's or a lot of G's a month, then you might hit it up. But anyways, so what's Windham doing? What is they're getting hip to the game, is what I said.
You know, someone on Bigger Pockets asked me that too. Somebody he posted my name and goes, "Hey, I'm having trouble with my timeshare. The Windham said they're charging me $100 for every." He goes, "Mike Artist, I heard you do it. Do you have any workarounds?"
You're known.
Yeah, I didn't respond to that. It costs money to know the workaround. I'll let you guys know. But no, what they're doing is they've pretty much caught on that people are making money off their timeshare by pretty much renting it out on Airbnb.
Yeah.
So what they're doing is, what they did was a few months back, they put like this little trippy thing in their system to where if you rent out the timeshare, they won't put the guest's name on it at the front desk. They'll put your name on it. And what I think they were doing, because Mahogany goes, "Dude, I knew they would put a stop to this because this money's coming in way too easy." She goes, "They're going to put a stop to it." So I'm like, yeah, I could see them doing it. So we figured a workaround around how they were doing it. But I think what they were doing was kind of getting information, like a database of how many people are renting out their timeshares and how many guests are actually coming in, not the owners. So now I think they got the information. Now they're putting a $99 fee on every guest that you send. So everyone's been asking about the workaround on it, which in my group I shared the workaround, and it's been working pretty well for me. So, I mean, they're putting little small things like that, but I don't think they would shut it down because it's also sales for them as a company. Because the people that are coming don't own timeshares. Yeah.
You seen The Godfather too, right? You've seen The Godfather.
Yeah.
Well, kind of, sort of. Well, when Don Corleone was coming up as a youngster in New York, you know, he had his little wife and a little baby. He's trying to come up, and of course, there's a local gangster that controls everything.
Yeah.
Controls everything, you know. And so Corleone starts, you know, finding, you know, getting things to fall off trucks and starting to sell it, trying to do his own hustle, you know.
Yeah.
And the big guy in the town starts hitting him up. Hey, come talk to me, you know.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, you got some nice things here. I'm gonna take some for myself. You know, you can do business here. That's fine. But I just wanna get my beak wet too.
Get my cut.
I just not gonna take a lot from you. I just want to get my beak wet a little bit, and you can keep doing business. That's fine.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what Windham wants to just get their beak wet a little bit.
Straight up.
Because if they ban it, I mean, they're gonna lose all that money because for all those places aren't getting booked.
Exactly.
But
there you go.
A little taste.
There you go. And that's not telling people, man. I'm like, I couldn't see them banning it because I think it's too much money coming to them. Yeah. It's just like the city of Arlington. If you're gonna ban Airbnbs, who the hell comes to Arlington?
No, yeah, you're right. I told him. That's what I told him.
I'm like, most tourists, like, I mean, what's his name? Jerome. He even said it. He goes, was it Jerome that said it? He goes, I didn't even know the Cowboys played in Arlington. I think they played in Dallas. Like, yeah. Most people don't even know that. You know, I'm like, seriously, if you say the matter of fact, the Dallas Cowboys have never played in the city of Dallas ever.
Wow.
Have they?
Well, the Cotton Bowl. When they very first started, like in 1960 or something like that.
Okay.
They played in the Cotton Bowl, and then they moved to Cowboy Stadium.
They moved to Irving, right?
Irving, yeah. In
so
70s.
When was? So this was years ago.
In the 70s, yeah.
Okay, so they have played in the.
Initially, not so many years ago, man.
Yeah,
that's crazy. But yeah, but most of their life they've played in other places.
Yeah, and that's what I tell people, man. And like I'm like, people don't even know what Arlington is, and it's crazy. I don't know, but hopefully they push back on the laws or whatever, and I think they will.
Yeah, and there's so many other sites going to pop up to fill the vacuum. If Airbnb gets bounced out somewhere, there's still going to be some other sites.
Exactly.
You can't stop this. I mean, you've opened Pandora's box. It's the share economy. It's I mean, it's a tidal wave. You can't stop it, dude.
Oh,
you know?
And I forgot because I texted you. I said, yeah, I got hit up on Bud and Breakfast.
Oh,
but
cool.
My place was booked. So yeah, it was already booked. Yeah, Bud and Breakfast. I got hit up on there. But
you'd be kicking it with the guests that week.
Yeah, for real. No, but I mean, there is other platforms. I do want another platform to kind of, and I ain't gonna lie, I might think about turning Airbnb into a listing platform. I might start throwing some money at that, you know, because Airbnb's like, man, dude, it's bad. Yeah, their customer support sucks. It's bad.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, it hasn't got that bad for me yet. I've been doing pretty good at it, and hopefully I don't get crazy instances like that. But you know, what can go wrong will go wrong, kind of thing. Murphy's law.
Yeah.
You just got to prepare for it and
straight up
do the best you can. Oh man, what do we got on here for list? Okay, I told you I was leading a minute ago. I said, you know how I'm gonna get rich?
Yeah. Yeah.
Robin Hood.
Rob the Rich.
Robin Hood is that stock app that I sent you, and a buddy of mine, Warren. You met Warren before, yeah, at the stock trading group.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
You know, we're getting into stocks, whatever. You know, if you don't like stocks, you can change the station. I'm just kidding. Don't change the station. We love you. And I think it's cool. I think it's cool that, especially I listen to these Choose Fi podcast.
Yeah,
you know, you
I'm in
listen
the
to
group.
those?
Yeah, I'm in the group too.
Yeah, it's cool, right? And they have so much good information, and they went in depth about the travel hacking and all that stuff. It's awesome. But the Robinhood app, they actually mentioned it on there. I started using it before they did, but they said, yeah, it's a way to do the trading, 100% free. If you like to trade stocks, whatever, it's 100% free, man. No commissions at all, no fees, nothing. You can buy and sell stocks, and it won't charge you nothing. And that's, and I'm an amateur stock market guy, but it's funny because my company, the airline I work for, every time we get into our company's intranet page, whatever, it shows our stock price. It's been doing that for a few years now, and I've always noticed a pattern. After it kind of after bankruptcy and all that, it kind of settled, and the price would go from the 30s to the 40s, touch like 50, go all the way back down to the 30s, go all the way back up. I was like, man, if I just bet on one horse, I can make some money. But then the only thing against that is you get eat up with the fees, right?
Yeah,
Ameritrade, stock, whatever. You get $7 a
Gee,
trade and stuff like that. So I was like, man, you'd have to make it, at least this much money to make it worth it. But then this Robinhood app comes up, and so I've started to do that with the company. I've only made a couple trades because I did it with my company's stock. It went down, I bought. It went up, I sold. And I made like $25. But that was like on one little transaction. And I'm just gonna put that money, let's say compound. Next time I'm gonna buy more, and then it's gonna go down. It's already going down again. It's gonna go back up. I'm like, it can't be this simple, but it kind of seems like it's this simple.
Yeah.
I'm not saying spread it across the board. Like you say in Vegas, you start betting on a whole bunch of different things. Of course, the house is probably going to win, right?
Yeah.
It's a parlay. It's hard to hit.
Yeah.
But so I'm going to just keep my strategy and see how it goes. And it's paying me out, dude. It's pretty cool.
Dang, Robinhood. My bad, phone's going off. Dang, the Robinhood. I remember you saying that.
Yeah, Robinhood app. I sent you a link.
On Choose FI, have they talked about the penny hoarder yet?
I haven't heard that one.
It's called pennyhoarder.com, and pretty much what they do is it's pretty much gives you just like lists upon lists of side hustles. Like Acorns is on there.
Yeah.
I think the Robinhood app's on there.
Yeah, they talked about it.
Yeah, Airbnb was on there.
Of course,
Turo.
Ubers, Lyfts, all that crap.
Yeah, Uber, Lyft, Turo. There's a bunch of different side hustles that I think I downloaded. Like
Fiverr?
Fiverr? Yeah, Fiverr's on there. Upwork's on there. Dude, man, there's so many different ways to create just streams of income. Especially, I tell people like this, man. If you're good with a computer, if you can type 100 words per minute, man, you can make some money on a computer just sitting at a desk in your living room. If you get on Upwork.com, you can make $25 an hour. Where there's a few of them I down like Lucktastic. Lucktastic, it lets you like I forgot what it does, but it's like there's one like Ibotta, Lucktastic. There's another one where they literally let you make money from deleting certain emails or it's so many side hustles out there, man. It's crazy. Choose FI is always up on them, man. Yeah.
That is sweet.
Yeah, Choose FI is always up on them. I've been listening up. I haven't listened to it in a while. Have they got a little bit more flavor? Because sometimes they're real dry. Like on the ride home, like I have to listen to it when I'm in my living room because on the ride home I couldn't listen.
Might fall asleep.
Yeah, you fall asleep, man. It's like,
they're not exciting like us guys right here.
Yeah, you
The
sometimes
truth.
have to have a little flavor to it. But yeah, I learned a lot especially from their group too, man. Yeah.
Sweet.
Definitely join their group. Because I want to go to one of their meetups. They have a Choose FI Dallas meetup that I want to go to.
Really?
Yeah, they haven't scheduled one in a while. But yeah, if you like stocks, a lot of the stock guys will be there. Bitcoiners will be there. Yeah.
Well, they preach a lot about the index funds, right? Just throw it into index funds and forget
VT
about
and
it.
all that.
Yeah. And that's a good strategy.
Yeah,
It just follows
it
the market.
Mm-hmm.
And no, man, but they get in depth about how to like not pay any taxes or hardly any taxes.
See, that's what I want to get into.
Yeah. I think that would be good for you.
Yeah, and also I got a new CPA, man, and he's like really, really teaching me a lot. Like I officially have not W-2, but 1099 employees, how to set up contractors. Yeah, man, And also one thing I learned though, one thing he was teaching me about having VAs like over in the Philippines, you can't really use them as a tax write-off because they're undocumented.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't know that. He goes, yeah, but it balances itself out because if you're not paying them a huge chunk of change, then it works.
Right.
He goes, it's just like, let's say you owned a lawn business and you hired illegals. He goes, he said you don't really have to write it off your tax anyways because you're paying them so little, or you have to make sure you're not paying them where it's a huge chunk of change coming out your account, and then I was like, oh, damn, I never thought about that. He goes, yeah, but your other one, my one that's in America, I do have to put it on 1099. Yeah, because it's easier to pay people. And also, now that I'm running my own company, I realize why these big companies want 1099 contractors instead of W-2. You don't have to worry about, insurance and providing all that for your employees. So definitely for people that want to run their own business, definitely consider being a contractor, man. Pay your own taxes.
Yeah, that's nice. October 7th, our show, Island Life. We're gonna be, me and my wife are gonna be on the Island Life HGTV show.
Oh yeah.
That's dropping October 7th. So tune in, HGTV. I'm not sure what time yet, but yeah, put that on your calendar. October 7th.
Okay.
October 7th. October 7th. Gonna be on that Island Life. October 7th. Okay.
Yeah.
Now it's in their heads.
Yeah, October 7th. Okay. That's what's up. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, it's gonna show us looking for condos in Padre, which this is cool. I mean, right now school's back in, right?
Yeah.
And so it's a good time to start looking to buy something because it's like you got less competition. And of course, over there in Padre, it's always cheap, but I think it's going to even drop even cheaper because the down season's coming. Mm-hmm. So I'm torn between buying something there, and then or buying another house here and having the 4. But just depends on what day you ask me, man.
Man, I know what you mean because I was on Zillow today, and man, I was looking at them the
duplexes.
No, not duplexes. I mean, I told you the next thing I buy is gonna be multifamily, but man, I seen some cheap condos on there, man, 70 to 85 grand. I'm like, man, that's hard to pass up. But
HOAs.
Yeah, the HOAs, but I found a few of them. I've talked to our good friend Ken and a few other people that invest in condos, and there's a few of them you can get away with it at. Yeah, there's a few you can get away with it at. But I don't know, man. Like, I really was just like, I was really wondering, like, man, if I should hop on a condo, but I really want to stick to a multifamily. I definitely want to do multifamily, man. If
you do go the condo route, here's the thing. I have a buddy that has one over there in Dallas, close to the medical district. It's a condo. It's my African buddy, Sammy, from work, and he has a few houses, and he can't get rid of this one. He'll drop it like super cheap. The thing is, the HOA made a new rule where only 3% of the units can rent out the condos, like to a third party.
What do you mean?
Like either long-term or short-term rental. You can't do it after that 3% is hit in those units. They don't want the condos to turn into like rentals. It's his condo. He owns the damn thing. He owns it cash outright. The thing is, the HOA is saying he can't rent it out. He's like, why can't I rent it out? It's mine. It's mine. I own it. It's my property, and they're not letting him rent it out. I don't know if,
old school cats on the HOA board, or no? What I'm running into is like you have to look at that. You have to look at the age of the HOA board, because a lot of those people, the older people, they may live there, so they probably don't want people renting next to them.
That might be it. But he had a renter. He's had renters through there before.
Really?
But it must be a new rule. No, he's not renting it now. He can't. And so he's just trying to sell it. He said there was a cash buyer from China wanted to buy it the other day, and then he found out about the HOA's rule, and he said no. He backed out.
That's stupid. That's crazy. Where's it at? You said
it said by the medical district over there in Dallas.
I'm renting one over there.
Okay.
Like right.
Well, there's a bunch over there, right? But because one in his, he was gonna sell it to me. He said he was just selling it to me for like 110, whatever.
How big is it?
I think it's 2-bedroom, 2-bath, or 2-bedroom, 3-bath.
It's perfect. And
he said he redid everything. It looks real nice and stuff. Another one right now is pending in the same units for $172,000. So I'll give you his info. But I see you might know ways to do it, but I'd be kind of scared of doing something like that if this HOA is not going to let me rent it out. You know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't touch it.
But I told him, well, maybe a workaround is you do owner financing and say like you're selling it to this person, and you're the bank. What can they say then, right? You're transferring. I don't know. Maybe there's a way to do it. Like you're transferring the ownership to them in a way, contingent on if they pay you. They pay a lump. Like I'm just telling him, if he can't sell it, this might be another way to go, where you're kind of still renting it to somebody, but it looks like you're actually selling it to them, and they can't tell you nothing on that, right? He owns it outright.
Yeah, and you know what? A guy on Bigger Pockets actually gave me a workaround on my HOA to where I could rent it out, like on Airbnb. Yeah, he goes, but it's a tedious process, but it does legally work. He said you could put a what's it called? It's a right to terminate lease, because he goes, you find the minimum stay that your HOA allows. Mine's 30 days. So you say, hey, this person's staying 30 days, but you have the right to terminate this lease anytime. And you have them sign that agreement. And then on the day of their checkout, they just sign that lease. Or they sign saying, hey, this is a 30-day lease, but I'm terminating the lease in 6 days. Boom, they check out.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and I never thought about that. I'm like, oh. He goes, yeah, you just set up a clause. He goes, you could put it somewhere in the unit for each person that comes. Tell them, hey, sign this piece of paper. But it would change for each person, because the date, of course, would have to change. And they have to sign, say, hey, I'm checking out on this day. This was a 30-day lease. The landlord's terminating, and I'm agreeing to it.
And so when the HOA comes to you, say, hey, we see people in and out of your place, blah, 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 your Airbnb.
That would be my thing, too.
And you just show them those papers and you're cool?
That's what he said. He goes, I would just show them the paper saying, hey, they just been leaving early. They weren't good guests, whatever, boom. But I'm like, my problem is I wouldn't do that, only because it's just too much headache to come with it.
Right.
Because, I mean, legally, yeah, it's a 30-day lease.
But they're going to fight you on it.
Yeah, they're going to fight you on it. It's a legal binding agreement, But, and I'm like, what Airbnb guest wants to go through that every time? But unless you just had someone drop it off, the cleaner drop it off every time. Here's a new piece of paper. That's the only thing I can think of. You just have it, because one thing about my cleaner, Trina, that cleans my units in Dallas, man, she's one hell of a cleaner. So, and she,
nice.
Like all my restock supplies, she just lets me know what I'm low on a Google Sheet, and I just send it to her at-home address. She restocks it.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
The paper thing, getting back to that a little bit.
Yeah.
What if you get a joker in there that says, I ain't leaving, I'm going to stay?
That's another thing, too. Now you're in a squatter situation.
Well,
Yeah.
not really, because they signed a lease for 30 days.
Okay, so...
But it would screw up the next guest coming through, because they
Yeah.
were like, well, yeah, I don't want to go.
So if
I'll
they're
stay here
staying
for a couple more days.
Exactly. Yeah, so you could screw yourself, though.
I mean, yeah, like I said, Murphy's Law. What
Yeah.
can go wrong will go wrong.
Yeah, you can screw yourself with it, but I mean, you could Airbnb it,
But your arbitragers are doing good.
Oh yeah, arbitrages are good, man. I'm loving the arbitrage life. But what I'm noticing is one thing I did. You will make mistakes. So my mistake that I made was my payment's too high to get corporate renters. So I'm doing a lot of Airbnb, but it's working. It's just but it's not as much work as I thought it would, because my cleaner's so good. My key cafe's set up. Man, I haven't been to my arbitrages. I don't even go to them. Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah, I haven't been to any of them, and that's the way I want it. So it's making money while you sleep, like Warren Buffett said, man. So yeah, but the arbitrages are going good. If you're an arbitrager or looking to do it, man, I tell you, figure out a way to where you never have to go there. I don't even have the keys to mine.
I'm trying to up my game a little bit at my my Hearst house. I'm getting my cousin Richard, the jack of all trades.
Yeah.
He's doing we put in hardwood floors in the bedrooms, the hardwood laminate, in the bedrooms, because a lot of guests rolling through, starting to get a little stains going on and stuff like that. And
Do you have carpet in there?
There's carpet in there, yeah.
Okay.
So anyways, I just it's easier. My wife don't have to vacuum no more, just Swiffer it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I went ahead and my cousin, he's staying there for a few nights, because it was like a few nights open.
Yeah.
So he's staying there and he's laying down the hardwood floors.
Oh yeah.
And so it's gonna look really nice, especially in pictures. It's gonna look a lot nicer in pictures.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna start IKEAing it up a little bit, starting to improve it, and I'm gonna holler at your professional picture taker person. Yeah. And I'm just gonna, because I was thinking I'd love to grow, love to keep buying houses, but I want to start doing it correctly,
Yeah.
And like Al Williamson says, maximize the heck out of the one you got, right?
Yeah.
Instead of owning 10 that are like whatever, you get one that's probably pumping out more than all 10 would, because it's just that badass. And so I'm getting there. I'm trying to up the game a little bit.
Yeah, so I'm doing the new floor thing too, man. I'm doing new floors in my kitchen and all my bathrooms and my laundry room.
Wow.
Yeah, I did. We're doing like I don't know the name of the stuff they're putting down. Mahogany picked it all out. I just wrote the check. Nah.
It looks nice.
Yeah, it looks nice. I forgot what it's called.
It's like ash looking
ceramic.
Wood.
Yeah, it's like but it's not wood. It's
ceramic wood.
I don't know if it's ceramic. I don't know the now or porcelain, whatever it's called.
Go. I think it's porcelain. Yeah.
But yeah, that's coming along.
Waterproof, everything.
Yeah, the only thing about it is, man, I had to. So we ran into an issue where the guy. I told him, hey, man, if you strip something out, make sure you get it laid fast. Because I'm like, we run an Airbnb in here. So he stripped down the kitchen and he didn't get it laid fast enough. And then he stripped out my laundry room so I don't have a washer and dryer. So I have guests upstairs. But the good thing is 2 of my corporate guests have been gone out of town. And then we had an Airbnb guest just check out today. And I just shut down the list and just closed all the dates till I know they're done. So... Yeah, man, but it's looking really nice though. It's gonna be a hit once it's done. So,
you ever thought of putting like a stackable washer dryer upstairs for the guests or something that they could use? That I don't know, just a thought. Making the whole upstairs its own like entity.
I have thought about it, but
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I've thought about it, but I was like, I don't know. I'm trying to replace that income, so I'm no longer house hacking.
So you no longer want guests in your house at all?
I mean, it's not that I don't want them. It's just another way of like starting. I want to have we want to have another child, like a daughter, soon.
Oh, cool.
Or, that doesn't. Well, we'll take in either one, but we want.
You listening, God? Huh?
Yeah,
you up there?
Trying to expand the family. So in doing that, we would have to stop Airbnb in the house. So I'm looking to replace that income. I just need to make 7 times 3. I just need to create a $2,100 cash flow off something else. Once I do that, we'll stop doing the house, and I'll just Airbnb it. Like we have nothing going on, we'll just Airbnb it or something.
Start making that money on Robinhood, yo.
Yeah, that too. I have to come up with I got a few side hustles in mind. So.
Hey, sign up through Robinhood, through me, guys, because y'all love me so much, and then you get like an Airbnb consultation through me if you sign up. I'm gonna put my Robinhood link on the page, and shameless promotion. You know what I'm saying? Well, this is a good place to stop right here. You think?
Yeah. We can stop it up.
We can stop it up. All right, man. This was the angst-filled, rolling in my 6'4" old school rap.
Yeah.
Wow, that's old school rap now.
Airbnb slapping it is old school now. Yeah. Well, they come out 80 or 90s.
It was probably late 80s.
89, because that was Eazy's first hit, right?
That was NWA's first hit, wasn't it? Yeah, that was NWA.
That was just Easy though.
Yeah, well, he sang it, but
okay.
I think Ice Cube wrote it.
Yeah, Ice Cube or something. Yeah,
but
that was a good movie, by the way.
It was a great movie.
I love that movie.
Great movie. But talk about hustlers.
Yeah, for real, man.
But yeah, so we thank you all so much for listening to this podcast. We go this way, we go that way, we meander, and we talk about BS, and we, whatever. We have fun, and we just share this experience with y'all, and we're glad that y'all are digging it, man. This is cool.
Definitely. Thanks for listening. Sign up to be an Airbnb host. Despite everything I just said, but, I still think they're scammers, but hopefully we'll work it out.
Yeah, after they hear this episode, they might send them some money.
Yeah, man. Have to hit them with that Rihanna. Bitch better have my money.
This is the NSF, what does it call it? Not NSFS episode, not safe for work. Oh, NSFW episode.
Not safe for work. Oh, yeah. We'll put that in the description.
Be
careful where you play.
Explicit lyrics.
Explicit content.
Well, thank you all so much. Shout out to Jerome. And where can they find us there? I mean, they already found us. They're listening to us. Yeah,
you can find us on liveletthrive.com. You can hit us up on the Facebook page at Live Let Thrive. If you want to be an Airbnb host, you can sign up under us. If you have a new listing, sign up under us. Just go to our page and click one of our links. Where else can they find us? That's rough.
You know what? A new affiliate marketer.
Okay.
Remember BSTV? Remember It was called Set TV, but now my buddy's throwing around some BSTV. Sign up. We're gonna have a special link for you guys to sign up for BSTV. What that is, it's like $30 a month, and you get all the cable channels, all the pay-per-views. You get all the everything. It's too good to be true. Yes, it's too good to be true. Don't ask how it works. Just buy it. Just get it. Try it out. Try it out for a couple of days for free. But put in the code LiveLetThrive. Try it out, and I think you'll like it. I think you'll dig it. It's great for Airbnbers because you give your guests all the freaking channels in the world. Ooh. and it's only $30 a month. Ain't that something? Spread the word. Oh
yeah, by the way, our YouTube channel, man, I'm gonna be taking off with it for a little bit. Like I'm gonna be uploading some videos on there, kind of talking about what I've been doing with my arbitrages, share arbitrages, timeshares. I'll just be kind of giving people a glimpse into what I do. Yeah, man, check it out. I'm gonna. I haven't uploaded yet, but I talked to Steve about it. I'll be uploading a few of those. We got to get a lot of our episodes.
Yeah, I'm working on those. We're kind of backlogged.
Yeah, I know, but once we get those up, and I have a few episodes I'll be putting on there, man. Check that out. You ain't gonna want to miss it.
Well, thanks all for listening, and LLT out.
Peace.
Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of Live, Let, Thrive. Be sure to tune in next week for all the latest in the world of Airbnb and all that entails. Bye-bye.